Oh, hello everybody. I have to remove these cattleyas from these mounts here, and they have been here. This one has been here for about I think 4 years, and that one 3 years. The wood is already not good anymore. I didn't choose a very good wood for the mount, and they are very big already. And I just want to show you what I'm gonna do. Okay? Just want to show you the material here. Here we have some fern bark, which is very hard to find, styrofoam, some blocks of wood, um, a wooden box there, another one there, and that's a raft. We call that a raft. This is coffee wood, and this is hardwood. It's called hoshin, which means little purple. And there's another large box here to show you the kind of um, mounts we have here. As I showed you, this is a raft. It's little pieces of the trunk of coffee wood, and they are put together like this, and sometimes you just plant. It's very good because it retains a little bit of moisture longer than other wood. It lasts a little bit, not very long, but not very bad, about 2 to 3 years, depending the kind of plant you have. I like that for pumilas, for sophronitis, prestons, Cattleya prestons. It's very good. And micro orchids as well. It's very, very, very good. This is a box, a wooden box, and it's very nice because it's called a cradle, baby cradle, and it's made of little pieces of wood put together. And because they have double the length here, so you have double number of wood here, and here you have just single ones. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and here you have 20. It ends up that it makes this kind of a shell. I think shell is the best thing to do to describe it. I have some blocks here. For example, this block here I chopped, so it was a block this thick and this size, and I put an axe here and I hammered until it split in half. And it's very good because it's rough, it's got loads of grooves, and you can use that. I'm probably gonna use this one as well, which is exactly the same thing. It was a piece of wood that I got free at the carpenter's. I'm gonna throw this away or give it for people to make fires. And it's a hardwood from Brazil, and I just go there and I split the piece of wood in half, and there's loads of grooves here. It's very good because it's the roots find it easier to attach themselves to this part of the hardwood, and it also holds a little bit longer the moisture, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. This is the bark of a hardwood. It's very common in Brazil. More wood that this one, like for example, this one is a flat one. It's very thin, which means that it's light. If you're gonna hang the mount, the plant, it's light. But what I did was that I made some grooves with the saw. So it also makes it easier for the plant to attach itself to the wood. We have a box here, a wooden box for orchids. It's rectangular, it's very large, and it's flatter than usually other plants are. Why is it good? Because it will dry up reasonably fast, and orchids, cattleyas in particular, they love it. This is another raft. As you can see, it's just little pieces of wood which are attached themselves. They attach it together, and there's a hole here. There's another hole here and another one here. So you can tie some wire here, a 3-legged wire, and it will be hanging on a tree or something like that. So let's get our first plant. This is a cattleya which I have had for about 4 years at least, and it never flowered. I bought as a refuse from a seller. It had flowered, and they simply don't want to keep it for another year. It's a shop, and they resell orchids, and when they don't have flowers, they just sell it for the cost price, so they don't need to care about the plants for much longer. And I had it, as I said, for about 3 years, 3 or 4 years, 4 years I think, and it never flowered except this year, because I moved it from where it was originally, and it's going to give me a headache to take it out because the wire is gonna damage the plant. So hold on there for a second. Just had to get some pliers and remove the wire because there's a growth just where the wire was. It's a little bit hard to see, so I'm not gonna show you. But I'm happy to see that there's 1, 2, it's another possibility here, but 1, 2, 3 growths. There's a front here going there, there's another front here going there. I have kept, I don't know if you can see, probably not, but I have kept the plants in water for about half an hour, an hour, so that the roots are malleable, they are more flexible, and are gonna have less damage, less loss of root, because look, you can just like pull them away from the wood very easily. I'm also gonna use my trustworthy spoon, and if you can see, I just like gently pull the roots. Careful not to damage the plant. This plant has suffered a lot already. So what you do, you just like lift, lift the wood. It's got lots of fungi here. Can you see? This one is not harmful to the orchid. You don't need to worry about that. And you just gently pull away all the roots. Right, here we are. This is the piece of the mount where it was, and as you can see, it's just like disintegrating. Probably it's very acidic, which is not very good for the plant, but the most important is that the plant is full here. Dried bulb we're gonna remove. I'm not gonna fuss about any dirt or anything like that, because there's very little on this plant, but it's going to be very easy to attach it. It's big, and I just have to see how it's gonna stay here. I've decided to put on this box, but before that I'm gonna fill the box basically with another piece of a block of wood. And what I'm gonna do now, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some ties, which is specific for tying orchids. It's like a wire. It's very thin wire, but it's covered with plastic, so that doesn't damage the bulbs or the roots or anything like that. There's a loose bulb here, which is already raw. Come, can you see here? It's very difficult. The lighting is going. It's already 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's midwinter, and careful. I think it's going to be very good here. I'm very happy. This cattleya is called Robert Straits, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And I'm just going to put the wood here. So basically here we are. I have left all these roots loose. They are not inside the box or anything like that. I have the block of wood underneath, and I'm not even gonna do. I was planning to put some pieces of wood here and other stuff like that to fill in the gaps, but I don't think it's necessary in this case. As I said, Robert Straits, and I'm sure it's going to be much happier here, and I hope to see the flowers next year. They are just amazing. I'm so happy that I insisted on this plant, and it gave me a lot of pleasure, and it was very satisfying. It's very satisfying to have something for such a long time and then eventually be able to see the flowers that they provide us. So now here I have a cattleya. I already showed on Instagram the flowers for this. It's let me see here. It's Bonitona versus Cambará, and basically it's the same thing. The wood here is rotten. I chose a very poor wood for that. I also made a raft to hold the piece of trunk, which I regret now because basically it's a little bit harder to remove the plant without damaging the roots. Let me just remove the wire as well. I hope to reuse the wire, which is going to be useful. Here we are. So we have the wire here, and I have the plant here, and I'm just going to get my spoon, and I'm going to try and slowly just damage one root. Didn't lose many things. The mount or the raft is very good yet. It's hardwood, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to use it again. And here it is, the plant. Give me a quick wash as well, because then I can see less dirt. And I'm just gonna go and oof, the wood is breaking apart, falling apart. Look at that. Very bad for the plant because it's very acidic, but we're gonna have a new mount for the orchid, for the Cattleya valkyriana, which I'm very happy, and I'm sure she's gonna be happier as well next year. Don't need to remove all the bark which is here, because eventually what tends to happen is that it will disintegrate and be washed away during the watering. Just clean some of this mess. It's a real mess here on my table, and I don't see many dead roots, and I'm just looking for new growth from the old bulbs, but as I can see, the old bulbs, they are dried out, all the possible new growth. There's a front here coming this way. Yeah, no, there's no possibility of new growth in the old bulbs. So this part of the plant, which is almost half of it or 2/5 of it, is there only to provide energy for the front of the plant. So it's going to travel, all the energy stored in these bulbs are going to travel forward, and the roots are not they're not rotten or dried, but they're not great, and I'm not going to give much use or attention to it. And I have decided to use my raft, my hardwood cushion, And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna fix a couple of fern barks here, like this. So just to keep we are in winter and it's the dry season. So it's mid July, end of July. So August, September starts the occasional rain, and from then onwards it's a rain season, and there's new roots developing on this plant already. And basically what I'm saying is that all this back part of the plant is going to be hanging loose, because I predicted that in about 2 years this is going to be all dried up and dead, and it's there solely to help the front of the plant to develop itself. It doesn't have other functions. It's not going to grow, it's not going to develop anything. And here we are, just tying it more or less tight so that it doesn't get loose. Or I'm going to get these roots and I'm going to put through the slots of the raft. And basically, as I can see, this is all I'm going to do. This is perfect method of cultivation for cattleyas, in particular Valkyrianas, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'm very happy that I did it, because I've been planning to do that for a long time. That one should have been done already, and this one is the right time to do. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.